Hello, welcome to the adventure. Great to have you along for the journey out here in the woods, enjoying this pristine nature. So nice out here. So let's take a walk into this wilderness, journey off the beaten path. It's really neat, this area, the forest, walking along this ancient creek bed. You can see all these rocks exposed here. The water levels are really low right now. In fact, it's completely dry in this area of the creek. You can walk right through here. Hear the nature all around us. Beautiful. Really neat seeing that snake along the creek. And there's an area here by the creek where it's built up, perhaps part of an old tram that was used at one time during the Turpentine era in this place. And there was logging history here as well. Seeing the wildlife out here is really neat. Adds to the adventure. It's important to be careful, very observant, and cautious, especially around those kinds of snakes. Made sure to keep my distance. And it was just sitting there basking in the sun, perhaps out here looking for food. Now, down here in this part of the woods, seeing some old logs laying across the ground. Beautiful pine trees out here. Now this is very interesting. Here in this creek bed, I just looked down, I could see remnants from the turpentine industry. Piece of a hurdy cup. That's right. These hurdy cups were used in the turpentine industry long ago. And there were operations in this area. So it's some of the history I'm seeing out here. You can see a piece of a hurdy cup right there. The journey continues. Adventure awaits. I'll walk along this tram area. There's a railroad grade at one time, and there's another one nearby I can see on some maps. So I'm exploring some of that area. Waiting for the next train to come through. Maybe a while. It's been some time since trains came through this area. Today nature's reclaimed this old railroad line, once used in the past. These railroads were built all throughout this area there in the 1800s and early 1900s, and utilized by the turpentine and logging industries in these places. They were very prevalent at that time, and it was just a couple of the industries out here. There's many layers of history throughout these woods, and it's just part of it. Once a busy and active place, today It's very calm and peaceful out here. Just strolling through the woods, discovering and learning about the history along the way. Oh! Be careful out here. Just following this railroad grade for quite a ways into the woods here. Seem to have lost track of it. But I can see this area here is elevated above the surrounding areas, so this is part of the railroad grade, I believe. Just roaming through this area in a general direction of the railroad line, though. Walking through these pasture lands out here. And this is interesting. I'm actually on the railroad line that once existed in this area. You wouldn't know it walking through here. Today it's all cleared out and open out here. There should be a creek just up ahead. Tracking turpentine. That's right. I'm the turpentine tracker in these woods out here searching for some of that history. Because I've seen that hurdy cut fragment early on in the adventure. And I've seen some cat-face trees, remnants from the workers out here in the past that once tapped these trees for the sap and resin. And that was used in the production of making turpentine. It was once Florida's largest industry. It had an array of uses. And if you look into the history behind turpentine, there was a lot of uses for it, medicinal and industrial. So that's why so many of these areas throughout Florida were booming turpentine camps at one time. Now I can see part of a raised area just up ahead. Railroad line went through here, so maybe in the right direction on the adventure here. Let's keep exploring. It's very interesting out here in the woods, exploring along this old tramway here. And I can see remnants from the turpentine industry, a pine tree that was utilized. I can see the markings on it. And when the workers were out here tapping this tree, and it's a cat-face tree. So I think they would call these pine trees that were used because of the markings that you see in them. Let's take a look.